I ain't got time for this.
This is Mark Capone from Square Meal Laboratories talking about some of the sounds you can hear in the single from my You Deserve a Medal EP. There are a lot of glitch sounds in this track, and while I did use the quick sampler that was introduced in Logic 10.5 a little bit, and I did use a little bit from Stutter Edit 2, most of the glitch effects in this track are just done the simplest of ways. I would take a little section of audio, and frequently just on the same track as the audio that I was affecting, get a tiny little slice and then loop it. And then I could adjust the length of the loop to control how fast the glitch effect played. I am a big fan of the Swam instruments by Audio Modeling. These are individual orchestra instruments. So, for example, instead of a violin section or a string section, you get an individual violin or an individual viola. And they are stunning. I control them with a MIDI keyboard and with a TEC MIDI breath and bite controller where I can blow into the mouthpiece to control the expression, and then you can bite on it to control the vibrato. So another thing you can do is if you hold a note and press another note, it will glide to the second note. And the speed that it glides is determined by how hard you hit the second note. So I'll play one note and I'll hit another note softly and it'll slowly glide up. And if I hit it quicker, it will quickly glide up. I use the violin in this track to do sort of a weepy violin part at the end.
Oh, poor baby.
The Barry sax.
You're the biggest prick I've
And I use the cello and run it through Sound Toys Decapitator. Another thing you can hear in this track is Barry Harris's diminished sixth scale. And this is a harmonic system that adds a diminished sixth in between the fifth and sixth scale degrees. So if you are playing a C major scale, you add an A flat in between the G and the A. And the interesting thing about this is if you build a chord playing every other note in the scale, we'll play the C, skip the D, play the E, skip the F, play the G, skip the A flat, play the A, skip the B, play the C, you get a C6 chord. If you move everything up to the next scale degree, C moves to D, E moves to F, G moves to A flat, A moves to B, C moves to D. Now you've got a fully diminished chord built on the 2. Then if we move that up to the next scale degree, we're back to the C6. And if you move that up, you're back to that same fully diminished chord. And it just keeps going on and on bouncing between those two chords. And it is kind of always resolving because that diminished chord is really just the 5-7 with a flat 9 in it. So it's constantly resolving. And it works just as well if you flat the third and make this a minor chord. So you got C minor 6 going to the diminished chord and alternating back and forth. So in this tune, I do something very simple where I just arpeggiate. I start on the diminished chord, and then instead of just finishing the arpeggio with the diminished chord, I borrow 2 notes from the 6th chord and then pull them down to the diminished chord. So I go, and then I just keep walking up and keep walking up. I play the diminished 6th lick in this tune using Native Instruments Electric Sunburst Deluxe. And it happens along with the distorted cello part and the funky chord strumming that is done with the Scarbee Funk Guitarist.
Though I really do despise you, love to criticize you, I'd rather see you be ignored, so I will leave it there.
The last thing that I will mention that you can hear on this track is a great vocalist. Obviously, a song can be successful without a great vocal performance, but it usually isn't. So I hired Nicki Gonzalez to sing this song because I've worked with her many times before and she's excellent and she enunciates all the words very clearly. She brings the right attitude to the track. She makes the song so much better. Thank you for watching. Please check out the finished product wherever you stream music. It is the first track on You Deserve a Medal, EP by Square Meal Laboratories.
Back to your gilded pit, adorned in gold cliche.